I'm Michaela Miller with the Thursday edition of our City COVID-19 News Show. We are updating you on the latest information and resources around the COVID-19 pandemic while unpacking deeper issues as they emerge. Amid the lockdown, South Africa's waste pickers are suffering more than most. They are barred from working in streets after being excluded from the coronavirus response plan. On Monday, the Pretoria High Court dismissed an application made by several groups of waste recyclers in Tshwane area to be recognized as an essential service and be allowed to continue the activities during the lockdown. We will be unpacking the matter later on in this program. We do encourage our viewers to get in touch with us. We want to hear from you as we welcome contributions from movements, healthcare providers and our audience. We want this program to be a two-way flow of information, so please get in touch with us via our social media platforms and emails. And now for the news. As we enter day 14 of the national lockdown, the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases stands at 1,845 with 95 recoveries and 18 deaths. Singabalapa, an occupation of over 50 people in Observatory have refused to move to Stamfontein because they are afraid that they might be exposed to other diseases at the camping site that may put their risk at health.
The City of Cape Town has been placing the homeless at a quarantine camping site in Stamfontein, but the Singabalapa occupants are reluctant to move.
We are a number of plus 60 people staying in these tents. We were evicted from the big building behind us and we were thrown outside. This is where we have stayed for the whole 7 months now. The City of Cape Town knew that we were evicted from the building. They never offered us an alternative accommodation. We saw for ourselves that we must stay in front of the building, and then we accommodated ourselves here. We put on our tents so that we can proper structures to stay under. And only now we hear they want to come and evict us and take us to Stamfontein. Stamfontein is not a good place. It was never properly organized. And also, why can they take us and put us in a congested space like Stamfontein with people that we don't know, with people that have got different sicknesses already there? And then what do they want us to get when we are in Stamfontein? To us, Stamfontein is just like a Nazi concentration camp.
The occupants relied on fast food stores for water, but with them closed, they have to make other means to sanitize and be hygienic.
They've closed the McDonald's and Kentucky where we charge our phones. It's a struggle now, but we do charge them anyway. We know about coronavirus. We did the list that they are saying, wash your hand, sanitize. This is what you see on the tables there. That's how we live here. So we don't have toilets. We pay R2 from Pick and Pay for toilets. And now they have closed their toilets for us.
They feel that the city has neglected them for many months and that moving them to Stamfontein is a short-term solution. Octavia Ndlovu, for our City News, Observatory.
Many organizations have pulled together to help people stay safe and abide by regulations to sanitize regularly during the lockdown. The Observatory Improvement District has erected an portable tank and tool. We contacted Amanda Kirk, Chief Executive Officer of OPSID, to tell us more about this.
We are funded by ratepayers and property owners in the area to provide top-up services to what the City of Cape Town provides. So in an area where there's an improvement district, you have additional cleaning, additional public safety services and additional social development services. In terms of social development, what you are seeing in terms of what OPSID has been doing for the community, We work very closely with Africa Burn, who run the Africa Burn Festival, but they also run an annual festival and observatory called Streetopia. So we got into contact with them last year to ask if they had a solution for us for the fact that there's very few public bathrooms in Observatory. And they came up with the design of the toilets that they use at the Africa Burn Festival, which we trialled from the end of September last year. So we placed 2 toilet units down by the railway station, and they are there for anybody in Observatory who needs access to a public bathroom at any time, but specifically when the bathrooms are closed, which is on weekends, public holidays, and after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. During the lockdown, unfortunately, the public bathroom has also been closed, so our toilets are even more valuable than they've been before and are getting a lot of use. When the President announced the first round of restrictions for the COVID-19 pre-lockdown, the week of the 16th of March, we realized again that we were likely to have some time where the city was still rolling out plans to accommodate those living on the streets, and we knew that we weren't going to have the necessary access for them for fresh water. So I again reached out to the Africa Burn team and asked them if there was a way to customize their toilet design and try and make us a hand washing station. Between Africa Burn and Felix from the Maker Station, they gave us 2 options. The one is the units that you can see here today. The other one was a quick fix where we issued individual hand washing kits. Those were designed by Maker Station, so it's a bottle of water with a string on it with a soap. Everybody can hang it and use it, squash it on their arm, use it to wash their hands. So within about 3 days of that announcement being made, we had 80 of those kits out in Observatory for people on the streets. And then these units we were able to fund the Observatory Improvement District from our social development budget. We funded these units. The first 2, which is these 2 on the village green, went into position on the 1st of April. And we've subsequently positioned 2 more units for people living on the streets who are just outside of our actual community boundary. So we've got one at the top of Polo Road near the Grooteskuur Spa, and that is for the community of people living on the streets on that side. We've also installed one very near to the Kentucky Fried Chicken, also just off the main road towards the other end of Observatory for the large tented camp that is on the Arcadia site. So we put those in, and we're very grateful for Enviro Wildfire Services who have been donating the water. So we are not having to pay for the water that's coming in. We're adding soap to the water, and we've been educating people on how to use it and obviously not to drink the water. In addition to that, the Observatory Improvement District has partnered with a program under the OBS Community Action Network, which is residents in Observatory getting together to try and help each other. And we are collecting ready-made meal packs from 6 people in the community 6 days a week. We collect it from them because they're obviously not able to leave their houses, and we are distributing it to the homeless and those on the streets in Observatory. We actually go out to various locations, try and keep the people on the streets safe. They're not walking around too much. So we've been able to do that, and as a result of that partnership, we also got approached by a catering company in Mowbray called Extreme Cuisine. Chef Vainant is making soup, and he's donating 70 to 80 litres of soup to us for every day that we go out with the food. So we're collecting, the Observatory Improvement District is collecting that from him, and then we're coming to the village green and issuing that soup to the people on the green. So what our intention was to try and support those living on the streets whilst the City of Cape Town rolls out its plans for temporary shelters for the people. And so far so good. We've had a very good response to all the initiatives. The hand washing stations are in high use, the toilets are in high use, and we're coming out every day just to check in terms of how our infrastructure is doing, what needs to be refilled, and making sure that we're able to help anybody on the streets who potentially wants to go home. We're able to assist them with that kind of support as well.
Western Cape traffic officials will be on the lookout for members of the public driving on the roads this Easter weekend without a permit. Traffic Chief Kenny Africa said the province was preparing for the weekend to ensure that motorists would not be on the roads during the lockdown period. Africa said borders were closed and all borders leading to other provinces have 24/7 roadblocks. He urged those who were not rendering essential services to stay at home and stay off the road. The South Africa Social Security Agency is changing payment structures from May. Social grants will be paid 3 days later than usual for pensioners and people with disabilities, and 5 days later for other grant recipients. This will see beneficiaries receiving payments from the 4th and the 6th of each month. This is an effort to avoid the month-end rush. SASSA Chief Executive Pusiswe Memela said once the money was in the account, it would remain there until it was needed, adding that there would be no need to rush to withdraw payments. We will be going to an ad break, but after this we'll be back with more news. Welcome back. You're still watching with our City COVID-19 show with me, Michaela Miller. The following insert comes to us from the Workers' World. Workers' World Media Production is an independent labor movement organization. They are currently producing short documentary inserts on the COVID-19 pandemic and its impact on groups of marginalized or vulnerable workers. This is their first installment.
While we welcome the decision to have a lockdown, currently at this stage we don't know how bad the effect will be economically, but we know workers will be ultimately the ones that will suffer the most.
In fact, the lockdown may end up being a situation whereby the virus is locked away in informal settlements and in working class zones.
This is actually worse than when we had the emergency regulation in the apartheid years. This is worse because it's affecting everybody and everyone. No one can escape this.
It has affected the communities already. It has taken and shaped our lives.
While we also welcome the economic interventions, we are of the view that it's not enough.
Sikhalabile ke thina ke ngoba kaloku abasebenzi bayawuphangela befuna ufumana imali. Ngoxa bengaphangelanga abazofumana mali ngoba abalufumana ucaciswa apha kubelungu babo xa ethi hlala endlini. Akathi hayi ndakunika imali epheleleyo okanye ndiza kubhatala.
Abakho kuyo abanye ngoba omnye befika izolo pha endlini amuthe umlungu wakhe uthe makaphangele ngoba kangazise virus yena. So ke makaphangele ukuba ngabuhleli akazukubhatala.
There's a special dispensation to cover people during this particular period, but employers are implementing their own things, and that's why we are worried what's going to happen, the economic devastation that those workers will face throughout this period.
Thina ke ngoku uxhalabo lwethu lunye ezi zinto zombini le mithetho i-domestic workers iwesi le ye-COIDA i-UIF ke kudala sikhala ngayo sithetha nakuminister into yobana abasebenzi abancedisa emakhaya basemakhitshini ababhaliswanga ngabelungu babo.
This is the kind of water that we just got now. This is running water for 21 days. You think of the queues that we are going to get here. And now imagine there will be soldiers here who will be threatening people to stay in tight doors. And we have this kind of water. So this is a challenge that we are having here.
What happens if one person in the informal house is infected? How possible is it then for that family to really remain without infection?
The coronavirus is very affecting us as we are vulnerable in their communities. We have a shortage of material in terms of masks, gloves and sanitizers.
We know that the ICU beds in public health are limited, at most about 5,000, and the pandemic is going to be far bigger than 5,000.
Becomes putting us in the front line of this COVID-19.
The government must make money available for those workers that have families to feed.
That support must provide income, must provide food, must provide testing, must provide and then also access to treatment opportunities in an effective way. And most importantly, must provide information.
I think the call must be made to all big businesses that they must come to the party to ensure that the Solidarity Fund is getting sufficient money to ensure that our workers are not losing out during this period.
But all of that underlines ultimately the need for communities to be organized, for activists and social movements to work out ways in which to address the issues that are being raised from the ground.
Leader of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, has called on world leaders not to use the coronavirus pandemic for political point scoring. He has received death threats and racist insults while running a global effort to fight the pandemic. US President Donald Trump criticized the international agency's response to the outbreak on Tuesday, threatening to withhold US funding for the WHO.
The focus of all political parties should be to save their people. Please don't politicize this virus. It exploits the differences you have at the national level. If you want to be exploited, and if you want to have many more body bags, then you do it. If you don't want many more body bags, then you refrain from politicizing it. No need to use COVID to score political punches. No need. You have many other ways to prove yourselves. This is not the one to use for politics. It's like playing with fire. We're close to every nation. We're colorblind. We're, what do you call it? Wells blind. We don't see. For us, rich and poor is the same. I can tell you personal attacks that has been going on for more than 2-3 months. Abuses, or racist comments, giving me names, black or negro. I'm proud of being black or proud of being negro, because that negro is black, black is black, and I'm proud. I don't care, to be honest. And thank you for asking that question. Maybe for the first time I would make this public. Even death threat, I don't give a damn, because it's personally targeted to me. 3 months in the same situation. What makes me sad is, I said it last presser, when the whole black community was insulted, when Africa was insulted, then I don't tolerate. Then I say people are crossing the line. When it's personal, even death threat, I didn't care. I didn't even respond. When, as community, people start to insult us, that's enough. That's enough. We cannot tolerate that. But since I don't have any inferiority complex when I am personally affected or attacked by racial slurs, I don't care, because I am a very proud black person or negro. I don't care being called even negro. I am. That's what came from some quarters. And if you want me to be specific, 3 months ago, this attack came from Taiwan. We need to be honest. I will be straight today. From Taiwan. And Taiwan, the foreign ministry also, they know the campaign. They didn't dissociate themselves. They even started criticizing me in the middle of all that insult and slur. But I didn't care. 3 months. I say it today because it's enough. But still, they can continue. I don't care. Because what I care is when humanity is insulted, when we don't care, when we have more than 60,000 body bags. I care when the crosses are lined and when black community is insulted as community. So it's not personal. I tolerated 3 months and I can tolerate 3 years, 30 years, 300 years. No problem if it's personal, if it's targeted to Tedros. But I assure you, we will do everything right in WHO. We will do everything that we can to serve humanity.
Government has relaxed the regulations on informal traders, allowing them to operate as long as they have permits to do so. But informal waste collectors are still feeling the financial whip of the lockdown.
The lockdown has crippled many workers in the informal sector. The government recently announced that informal traders can trade as long as they have permits. But what about informal waste pickers? Nombumila Jana, who's an informal waste picker, explained her proceedings on an average day before lockdown.
Like namhlanje ku-Tuesday bekukhutshwa imigqomo namhlanje apha besimele sivuke ekuseni ngalapha sayocollect i-recycling yethu i-PET, i-2 litre bottles neebhotile ezophukayo necardboard neebhesi nezophukileyo yonke into esiyiqokelelayo. So into eyenzekayo ngoku kuba kukho le nto ikhoyo asisakwazi ngokuvuka ekuseni sihambe siyokwenza umsebenzi wethu oqokelela nasezindleleni nalapho sibekelwa khona izinto zethu like ezi-shops siyabekelwa izinto sizirecyclishayo but ngoku asisakwazi uvuka siyozithatha ngoba kuthiwa masingaphumi sihambe mahlale ezindlini.
Nompumelelo says it sometimes takes months of collecting recyclable waste products to make a decent amount of money.
Siqokelela nebhotile bayazibona zangxoba zimepha phandle ezangxoba ibhotile siyazophula kwenzela uba sikwazi uba ne-weight ngoba xa izothathwa kuthiwa yi-30 cent per kilo ufumanisa uba ayiyomali le so masizophule and but nangoku akukho mali kulaa ngxowa. Uyakwazi sometimes ufumane i-250 uyakwazi ufumane i-300 rand ubusebenze maybe 4 months 6 months ube ufumana laa mali incinci. So into eyenzekayo ngoku abantu bayakhala abantu endisebenza nabo uba ayindim ndedwa sibanintsi si plus minus 200 or 300 abantu abenza lo msebenzi abazenzelayo and ke thina ke ngoku siyastrugglisha.
Although waste picking doesn't pay much, it does make a difference in Nombulela's household. Now that the lockdown has restricted citizens' movements, it is difficult for her to support her family.
Okokuqala siluzile uba singayiqokelela umsebenzi wethu. Okwesibini asikwazi ufowunela abantu bebesithathela uba nabo bahleli ezindlini nathi sihleli ezindlini asifumani mali sihleli nje. Imali ndiye ndikwazi mhlawumbi uba kuba usithi ngumkhaya wami ndikufowunele ndithi mkhaya ubungenawundipha noba yi-50 rand okanye yi-20 rand nokwenza ndihamba ndiyothenga emasomeleni. Asifumani mali thina sihleli apha akukho nto sifumanayo akho nee-food parcels ezibafuna uthiwa hayi ngoku naku kutya yityani ke ngoku.
The disability grant she receives is not enough because it is used for her children's educational needs. That is why she collects waste so that she can put food on the table and cover other costs.
So into eyenzekayo ngoku abantu bayakhala abantu endisebenza nabo uba ayindim ndedwa sibanintsi si plus minus 200 or 300 abantu abenza lo msebenzi abazenzelayo and ke thina ke ngoku siyastrugglisha. Okokuqala most of us abaphangeli.
Bureau Report, Side B, Khayelitsha.
According to a 2016 report about the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, waste reclaimers are responsible for the recycling of 80 to 90% of South Africa's used packaging and paper. It is also estimated that this informal sector saved municipalities up to almost 750 million rand annually in potential landfill costs by diverting recyclable materials out of the waste streams. Although there is no official data about this informal sector, we spoke to Simon Mbata, the National Coordinator for Waste Pickers, on the matter, and this is what he had to say.
South African Waste Pickers Association is an organization of men and women who are picking the recyclable materials on the waste stream. The waste stream is brought from the landfill, on the streets, even in communities, picking to make a living. Presently, lockdown, waste pickers are unable to work, and as an organization, we've been working with the Department of Environmental Affairs, Fisheries and Forestry in trying to raise awareness for waste pickers to stay away from work, because even now it's too much risky for them than anyone. Remember, our waste management system is not capable of dealing with the present situation. How? Presently, every waste that has been used as a measure of prevention, our waste like gloves, masks, as well as the empty sanitizer bottles, they all go into the domestic waste stream. And normally, that's where waste pickers operate. So we are afraid to say to waste pickers, they should be in the space because they might get infected by some of the recyclable products that have come across these measures of prevention. We are also concerned about the loss of income. That is why we are engaging government at national level. We also concerned because waste pickers are living from hand to mouth, to say that how do we substitute in terms of food. So there's a process presently that we are engaging with the department in terms of alleviating that, to say that maybe food parcel for now will be a solution. We're just working on options to say how that can be distributed. And also the issue of loss of income. As the department, they will begin to raise funds. They also engage solidarity funds to make sure that they consider the loss of income for waste pickers. The reason why we as an organization are so cautious about waste pickers being on the space is not only for now, we are also concerned to say beyond the lockdown, even if the system can go back to normal, our waste management system is not capable of dealing with this waste of prevention measures. It's not classified, it goes to the waste stream, so it will still beyond lockdown poses a threat to communities of waste pickers. So that's our interest, but presently we are working very hard to make sure that yes, waste pickers are losing an income. We know that waste pickers rely on daily selling, so there are measures in place between government, organization of waste pickers, and private sector also have come on board. Even some civil society organizations are on board trying to make sure that there's an assistance for waste pickers. We're really calling upon all waste pickers to stay away from work because this is much more riskier than the last outbreak of listeriosis, where every household was encouraged to throw everything to the bin, but all these listeriosis infected products were in the waste stream. We dealt with that and we learned a lesson to say that in the future we have to make sure that the waste management system is capable of managing any form of waste like the waste. No, listen to me. I know there's been a call. We also have engaged government in terms of essential services to say that waste management and waste activities like recycling should be considered as an essential service. But we have to consider also that in saying that, are we saying our waste management is capable of handling the present outbreak or handling the present situation? We can't. We're really calling for that if the waste management is not capable. Also, if we say that it should be an essential service, yes, it should be because of being stuck with these infected products in our households. Waste collection should be an essential service, and we believe that separation of waste should be a mandatory to all South Africans, so that when we say it should be an essential service, we are in good faith to say that waste that has been contaminated has been taken out of the waste stream or where the waste pickers operate. For now, it's not safe, no matter we like it or not, or we want to make it an essential service. Even if government can wake up tomorrow and say, let it be an essential service, my question will be, are they ready or are they capable of managing the present waste that has been produce through the prevention measures that are in place.
We are taking a short break, but when we come back, Octavian Glovo will dispel the latest fake news.
Welcome back. Before the ad break, we had Michaela Miller with the latest news. The following PSA dispels 6 of the most dangerous myths about the COVID-19 pandemic. We cannot stress enough the importance of verifying information before passing it on to others. If you're unsure of a video or WhatsApp audio you've received, you can send that message to AfriCheck. It has set up a WhatsApp fact-checking group to help citizens verify that information is correct. You can add them on 082 7093 527. Here is a message from South Africa's footballers.
You've missed seeing us in action, guaranteed. We know that. We missed you guys too. But you can see us in action soon if you can adhere to the following.
Let's respect the call of the President Ramaphosa and let's stay at home for 21 days.
Social distancing. Stay away from large crowds.
This is not just to protect yourself, but also your loved ones.
Please, hlale ekhaya.
And stay indoors with your family and look after yourselves.
If you have a persistent cough, sweating at night, painful throat, or irritation on your throat, please urgently stay away from your family and friends. And if your situation gets worse, try and get yourself tested or call National Institute for Communicable Diseases, NICD, hotline number on 0800 029 999.
0800 029 999.
Let's only leave home when we have to seek medical care or go to the bank or to buy essential goods like groceries and medicine.
And remember to always wash your hands using soap and water or hand sanitizer.
We are all in this fight to stop the spread of COVID-19.
And us working together and in us all pulling in the same direction, we can definitely eradicate this monster.
Let's try to play by the rules ukuze sizokwazi ukunqoba i-coronavirus. Uma sibambene ayikho into ezosihlula. Niyazi masandawana siyanithanda.
Let's stand together, play safe, and keep those hands clean.
If you can only play by the rules, I promise you, COVID-19 will be the thing of the past. Amakosi for life.
And now for social media. Share your thoughts with us on Facebook, we are Our City CT, and on Twitter at Our City CT. This is a time that we need to come together as a nation. These are the popular hashtags on Twitter today. If you want to be part of this conversation, you can do so by visiting our Facebook page using the hashtag #CTVCOVIDShow. Easter. Hats off to the Tourism Department. The Deputy Minister has issued a letter to confirm Easter Bunny has been tested and is coronavirus free. The bunny will be allowed to deliver freely Easter eggs as an essential service to children. Dr. Tedros. The head of the World Health Organization is having a tough week, attacked by Trump and Taiwan, but still he has the support of millions across the world as he heads the fight against the dread virus. Nigerians, aren't they lucky? Nigeria's electricity distribution companies, giving citizens 2 months free electricity. Not much chance of that in South Africa with all Eskom's woes. After the outbreak, we'll be crossing over to Michaela Miller, who will share information on resources and place of safeties that you can use during this period. Stay with us.
Welcome back. You're still tuned into the COVID-19 show with me, Michaela Miller. Before the ad break, Octavian Glovo looked at what has the nation buzzing on social media platforms. If you want to watch the repeat of this program, you can tune in again at 6 p.m. for your latest news around the COVID-19 pandemic and to see what other Cape Townians are doing to keep safe. Speaking about what Cape Townians are doing, here are some organizations helping communities stay safe. The Haven Night Shelter, established in 1978, they provide temporary shelter, physical care, social welfare and family reunification services to adult homeless people in the Western Cape. To get involved or donate, visit www.haven.org.za or call 021 217 700. Palisa Abafazi Betu, this is a 24-hour emergency shelter service for women and children who are victims of sexual and domestic violence. For more information on how you can help or be assisted, contact 081 746 97789 or call 084 521 2897. Ambassadors of Change, they assist 60 families in Khayelitsha and surrounding areas who are seeking food and electricity assistance during the lockdown. To donate, you can contact Tando on 076 734 0543. Pontyville Joint Peace Forum. The forum is running an emergency bread and food drive for the remaining days of the lockdown. The JPF has committed to distributing 100 loaves of bread daily to elderly and vulnerable in Pontyville. To donate, contact Nadia on 071 621 6256 or Derek on 082 990 9794. Food Parcel Helpline is an initiative by the Department of Social Development. To qualify, you need to be an unemployment household with an income of less than 3,500 Rand. Contact the hotline on 0700 6710. That's all we have for you today, but if you have something to say, we want to hear from you. Send your comments, news and questions to us via Facebook at Our City CT or Twitter at Our City CT. Or you can get in touch with us via email on ourcity@capetowntv.org. This is the time that we need to come together as a nation. So if you're not sure about something, send us your questions and we'll try to find the answers for you. You can also call us on 021 448 0448. From me, Michaela Miller and Octavian Glovo, goodbye.